Welcome back to another day in the life of entrepreneur life, where you are here, or we are here every Saturday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Of course, I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada. And obviously my co-host isn't. She's somewhere on a journey.
Yes, and I'm Shamara Walker with SWHR Consulting, and I'm in Antigua, the islands.
So we are here with a really great guest this week, and we're actually still waiting for him to arrive. And so we're excited about that. But for all of you who are tuning in until our guest gets here, for all of you who are tuning in on your favorite podcast station, channel, thank you so much for tuning in all the time and listening to our show. You can find us on all of our platforms at entrepreneurlife.show, and it'll list all of our shows that we've had, our past guests, everything we've been talking about. Where I don't even know, we're on a lot of platforms. I can't remember all the podcast channels. And then we just got accepted on Pandora, Alexa, anyway, a lot of stuff. And so we also stream live on YouTube at the same time and here on Facebook. So we do have a guest coming on, which Shamar will be introducing him as soon as he arrives. He's probably running a bit late, but this is our guest today. Yay, he should be on shortly.
Yay. Oh, were you planning to play the video that he had on Facebook right now or during the show?
I think that maybe I could play it right now.
Yeah, I think that'd be good while we wait.
Yeah, so hey listeners, so our guest should be here shortly to arrive, and we will flip him on screen just to give you an idea of who he is, and who we're going to have on today live. Woo! For everybody who's listening on Facebook. Let me bring a little bit of who he is, just a second. And let's go with this is who's going to be on our show today. Very excited. Tyrone Smith, and former NFL football player. This is his story, his bio. I think Shamara is going to kind of touch on that a little bit. There we go. Shamara.
Is he here?
Not yet. He's not here yet.
Okay. Well, did you want me to do his bio?
Yeah, give him an introduction until he gets here for our people that are listening. Hang in there, you guys. He's going to be here.
Okay. Well, so his name is Tyrone Smith. He's a retired NFL player. He's now an author, also a motivational speaker. And, right now, Tyrone is very dedicated to, empowering youth and young adults. He actually established what he calls First and Goal Inc., which is a nonprofit organization focused on providing programs and services to enhance academic and social moral development. And so his purpose in life now is to really just be that motivational speaker to the youth. And I'm excited to hear more about this program, what he's doing now, and how we can, get involved as well. So I'm excited to get him on the show once he gets here. But yeah.
So, I'm a sports fan. I'm a football fan. I'm a football team fan. I'm a Redskins fan. Don't anybody give me any bull crap. I know how my Redskins are doing. I don't care. I'm a Redskins fan for life. And so, their stats aren't that great this year. But anyway, I really like the fact we've had a few NFL players actually. And we had somebody from the Astros on one of our previous shows. And it's great how a lot of them have gone into programs helping and mentoring the youth in the community. So I find it to be real common, which is really good. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. I think he's trying to get connected. There he is. Okay, we are going to introduce him. Hold up a second. So, you ready, Shamar? We have
I'm ready.
mister.
Hey, how's it going? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me good? Can y'all hear me loud and clear?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
All right, good deal, man. Thanks for allowing me to be a part of the show. Thanks for allowing me to kind of just check in to be a part of you guys' world with the entrepreneur life. I'm really looking forward to talking, connecting, and engaging with you all today.
Perfect, perfect. We did a quick intro while we were waiting for you, so I'll go ahead and reintroduce you again, and then I'll let you take the wheel, okay?
Okay, all right, good deal.
Okay, so he's finally here, guys. Again, his name is Tyrone Smith. He's a retired NFL player, now author, as well as motivational speaker. Right now, Tyrone is dedicated again his life to empowering youth and young adults. He's actually established First and Goal Inc., which is a nonprofit organization focused on providing programs and services to enhance academic, social, and moral development. We're super
Yes.
excited that he's here to share some of his insights, why he got started with the program, why he chose working with the youth. And so I'll let you take the wheel and give us some, background about you.
Little background about me. I'm was actually born and raised actually in Houston, Texas. And one of the things I actually want, born and raised in Houston, Texas.
H-Town. I'm from Houston.
H-Town, you know what I mean? Are you from Houston?
Yes.
What part? What part are you from?
I don't know, 219 and 1960. I don't know what to call that area. Cyprus?
Yeah, that's Cyprus. That's Cyprus. That's Cyprus. But as far as me, I actually grew up in the inner city of Houston in Third Ward. I mean, it's not considered to be the best environment, but yet it's what my family and I actually had to work with. My mom and dad are from a small town here in Texas called Jasper, and by like 2 stoplights and 4 dead dogs and maybe like about a few hundred people. And so my parents actually moved from the country, which is Jasper, Texas, in the 70s because they wanted to move to Houston for a better opportunity in regards to work. So I grew up in the inner city of Houston, grew up in Third Ward, and the thing about it is, I wasn't expected to do a lot in my life. My mom didn't finish middle school, my dad didn't finish high school, my oldest brother been in and out of prison multiple times. My middle brother, he was pretty much that kid that if somebody encouraged him to do something that was negative, he would always succumb to pressure. And so here it is, I'm the youngest of three. I wasn't doing the things that my brothers were doing, but yet I was always in the corner, stuck by myself, trying to figure life out. And so in that, I was always the underdog, low self-esteem, picked on, bullied, and antagonized. So everything that I do today is more so to help those students who may have been like in my situation or just need somebody to talk to equip, to encourage, to empower them. So that's kind of like the premise of why I started everything that I do moving forward, because I was that kid that was less fortunate and I was that kid that wasn't expected to do anything. So that's why I love the work that I do.
So that's really what triggered your mentorship. But I mean, after, of course, from coming from football, so I just have to share this. I'm not from Texas, but because I'm a Redskins fan for life. And
you're a Redskins fan. Okay, all right.
Right.
We have another home in Texas.
We'll let her have it.
I still rep my skins, okay? All right. So I just had to put that out there.
All right.
But what could you say you took from, because obviously your childhood experiences are what helped you in mentoring and what helped you in establishing the programs that you have. But what transitioned you from knowing that, okay, from NFL, that you wanted to go back to this? I mean, was this really your calling, you think?
Yes, I mean, a key word, I can actually say that it truly was my calling, because based on everything I had to overcome, deal with, and go through to even get to the point to even go to college, I wasn't expected to do. All right, so let me give you the lead up. So mom didn't finish middle school, dad didn't finish high school. Nobody in my family ever went to college. So the first in my family to actually go to and through college, not to just go, but to go to college and to actually graduate. In the 6th grade, my mom and dad didn't want me to play football, so I had to pay my own registration fee to actually play the game of football.
Wow.
Started my own business, Tyrone Smith Cut Your Yard business. I charge people $5 to cut the front, $5 to cut the back, $2 a sweep. All right. So I raised enough money to pay my registration fee to play for the Windsor Redskins. And that year I played, it was the most phenomenal season. We only won one football game, and we only won that one football game because the other team didn't show up. But hey, a win is a win.
It was
You
a
take
win.
however you can get it. You know what I mean? We threw a party, we threw confetti and everything. But I was always an underdog. So 7th grade B team, 8th grade B team, 9th grade B team, sophomore year, sophomore team. My junior year, I was on the junior varsity team. My senior year, they had no choice but to put me on varsity. So I was only a 1 year starter on varsity at Willow Ridge High School. I played so well my senior year. I had over 50 Division I offers: Baylor, Ohio State, Temple, TCU, Rice, UNLV. I had 51 Division I offers. But the thing that school saw in me, I was a hard worker, I was dedicated, and I recognized that I was a student before I was an athlete. So my grades were on point, passed the ACT, passed the SAT, and yet I was able to go to college. And so me going to college as a first generation college student was a big feat for me, was a big accomplishment for me. So to actually go to college, Baylor University, graduating 4 years with a bachelor's degree in sociology and social work, I felt it was my duty to actually give back to those who were less fortunate like I was coming up. So developing First and Goal Inc. was always a lifelong goal and dream.
So what did you say you took from NFL playing professional football that you could say that it helped you when it comes to where you're able to connect and resonate with the people that you're mentoring? Because I'm sure there has to be stuff. Well, maybe there's not anything you've been able to take that you've learned from it. From your background, I'm
Right.
just
I mean, one.
structure.
Yeah, I mean that was definitely like a lot of pressure. And one thing I tell young people is that anything you desire to have in life, it takes hard work, dedication, drive, and commitment. And the one thing I try to let young people know and individuals know as well, that we have to realize that in life we have to be able to control the controllables. Those things that we can control: our attitude, our outlook, our mindset, our behavior, our approach. We can actually control those things. We can't control the things that we're dealing with right now. We can't control COVID-19. We can't control the coronavirus. We can control the fact that we need to stay inside, but we can't control the fact that we have this virus that's actually taking over the world. But we can control the fact that we can actually be safe. So, I try to tell young people and individuals, the key is to really control your actions. And if you think about your goals, your hopes, your dreams, and your aspirations, are you committed to put the work and the drive and the dedication in to make whatever it is you want for your life to become a reality? That's the key. Understanding and knowing that anything is attainable, but are you willing to change your mindset, your outlook, and your perspective?
So with the kids that you work with now, are there a lot of those kids that may think that the only way out of a certain situation is through sports and putting their all into that and not really focusing on the academics? And if so,
I mean, yeah. I'm sorry.
No, go for it. Yeah, I mean, and do you make sure that they're focused on both, because both is needed to kind of, if anything happens in that transition of them being an NFL or anything like that, they have something to fall back on?
Yeah, and that's one of the things we actually let young people know. I mean, not everybody's going to be a professional athlete, whether it be football,
Right.
basketball, soccer, track. Not everybody. It's only 1% of individuals that would actually have that opportunity. And so one of the things we let students know, that when you think about what you desire to do in life, there's power in your education. The more you're educated, the more successful that you will be as individuals. And we remind students that each and every week. Now, it's one thing to see me based on everything I dealt with, been through, and actually came from. But yet, I was truly fortunate. I don't take that for granted. I was fortunate. I was truly blessed to actually make it to the NFL. But even if I hadn't made it to the NFL, I truly feel and believe the work that I am doing today in regards to empowering young people is still what I will be doing in life. Being an author, being a writer, setting up programs to empower those who are less fortunate, empower those who need somebody to encourage them. I truly feel that's what I would actually be doing. And we do come across those young people and individuals who do believe that's all that they're called to do in life, is to be a professional athlete, but that's not reality. So we try to help them hit the reset button in their life and really think about what is it that they would actually desire to do. What is it that they would actually desire to do? And how can we help you put a plan or a blueprint in place to make that a reality? And that's one thing we try to encourage the students, because as a former athlete, I only played professional football for 4 years. and I stopped playing 20 years ago due to an unfortunate injury where I actually broke like my T5 vertebrae. Had to go through
Wow.
8.5 months of rehab. The game of football was taken away from me, and I realized at that moment the NFL stood for not for long. You're not guaranteed to play for long. So, with that being said, you got to have a plan B.
What about mental mindset? I mean, I hear so often that people, you prepare, you think you're preparing your children or people for life, but really, if you're mentally not prepared, you can be educationally prepared, you can be
Right.
savvy prepared.
Right.
Really, are you mentally prepared to accept the challenges, because not everything's going to go your way? That could be in sports, and that could just be in any day of any aspect of life as you grow, that you're not anticipating things. So I'm sure that preparing them mentally, and how to have patience and anything that goes along with that, aside from faith, have a lot to do with in your mentoring program.
Yeah, and like
No, it really, yeah.
how do you actually help them get into that mindset? Because exactly like she said, you can be somebody that's super smart and just it comes natural for you in certain things, but especially with you being, a business owner yourself, and this is kind of the whole thing in terms of our show is, you want to be in business, but then you don't have the mindset or the drive, the commitment to do it. So how do you prepare people to really focus on the things and be committed to what they're trying to achieve?
I mean, so when you think about it, one of the things we try to do is actually give students and individuals like soft skills, those skills that you don't see for the most part. Like a lot of times, when people work with young people, they ask them like, "What do you desire to do or be when you grow up?" Mostly all young people are going to say doctor, lawyer, fireman, professional athlete. But what we try to do with First and Goal Inc. and the work that we do with Equip 24/7 is actually ask students and let students know our goal is to help you understand. If somebody asks you what type of person are you going to be when you grow up, you can be able to answer that. And so when you think about that, and if a student says, I'm going to be a good person, okay, what is a good person? Because everybody's definition of good and successful may be different. So we actually drill down so they can have an in-depth understanding about what it means to actually be a good person. And we take them through activities and exercises that really force them to think, put them through things that make them uncomfortable. In the way of doing team building and interactive games to really prepare their mindset and their heart to know that along the way in life you're going to go through things, but yet it's more so about being mentally strong. And how can we help you be mentally strong, considering the fact that you were born in a situation and it may not be the best? Consider the fact that you may be born into a situation where your mom and your dad may not be there, but it may not be the best. How can we get you to think beyond where you are based on what you desire to do in life from a mental standpoint? But that's actually key. You can have all the physical attributes, you can have all the degrees, but at the same time, if you're not mentally strong, it would be hard for you to last in life.
Do you find you're sometimes a therapist, or you're having to have, a team, a family of people, because they're having to transition, and some people aren't experiencing that connection of almost like you're being parents in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, and we're definitely that. We're definitely parents in a sense, and sometimes what we have to do with the work that we do based on the students that we serve, we bring licensed professional workers in and counselors to even support with the work that we do, because we want to maximize the time that we have with those students that we work with, because we see them typically maybe once a week, and so now we're having to hit the reset button and we're setting everything up to be virtual. So now this is a different capacity as far as doing the work that we're going to be doing virtually. And we were already planning to launch our virtual program this upcoming fall. So we were already in the process of laying everything out as far as like how we want to approach the virtual platform. But as you all know, we had to do it sooner than later. But we're still grateful and thankful that there are opportunities for us to actually still be able to do the work. So me and the team been really thinking outside the box in regards to what we can do virtually to still have an intentional connection based on the work we do as an organization.
So you mentioned a little bit about mental health. So do you guys kind of partner with, those types of individuals when you see, a child is struggling in that area, just to get them out of it and get them back in a space of positivity and ready to like enhance themselves?
Yes, yes. Whatever we can do to provide the necessary resources to students, that's what we do. For example, here in Houston, one of the largest governmental counties, as you know, is Harris County, and so we
Right.
do work. We do work here in Houston with the Harris County Youth Service Division, and we do work with Harris County Community Youth Development, and we've done work with Harris County with the Child Protective Service. And so, working with Harris County, they have a myriad of support and resources for young people, not just those young people that we actually serve within Harris County with the programs that we actually offer, but even students that are outside the work that we do at Harris County with the local school districts, whether it be Aldine, A-Leaf, HISD, or Fort Bend, or various charter schools. We're still able to provide and find services for those young people that need help from a mental health standpoint.
Can we talk a bit about, if you don't mind, some of the programs? And for those who are listening, that maybe you're not watching us live, we stream live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube while we are actually going live on some of your favorite podcasts. But for those who can't see it, if we can talk about some of the favorite, some of the programs, we actually have it on the screen. So for those who are watching live, get familiar, if you don't mind.
Man, you know what? I forgot I was supposed to share with you guys, actually, like on Facebook Live as well. But I can still do it. I do it here shortly. I actually have my laptop and my iPad, and I actually make sure I kind of share to start a watch party here like the next minute or so.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay. So I noticed that here in your have like you have a lot of programs.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, we have quite a bit of programs, and one of the things why we actually have the different programs is that we know that there's a lot to do in regards to offering students programs and services. But at the top, you'll actually see our character mentoring program, and that's pretty much our primary program that we started almost 20 years ago. So we're preparing to celebrate 20 years as an organization, and it'll be 20
Congratulations.
years.
Wow.
Thank you. It'll be 20. Yes, 20 years. It'll be 20 years in October, and so we're really grateful and thankful to have longevity in regards to doing. And our very first program was actually the Career Mentoring Program. And through the Career Mentoring Program, we actually go to schools and meet with students once a week in the group setting. And through that program, we have the opportunity to talk to students about a number of different things, whether it be choices, purpose, decisions, self-awareness, setting goals, or conflict resolution. So based on the different programs that we actually offer through First and Go Inc., everything came out of our mentoring program. Because we would sit down with these students in the group setting, and we would sit down with these students in the group setting, they would share with us about how they've never been on a college experience program. They would share with us that nobody ever talked to them in depth about leadership. They would share with us about how nobody really talked to them about, conflict resolution. So everything and every program that we have is actually based out of the one program you see at the top, the Parents Management Program. So over the past 19 plus years.
We might have lost him.
Oh, there you go.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can
Yeah.
hear you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hold on one second.
I think he can't hear us.
Yeah, he maybe can't hear us.
Yeah, this is really great.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many programs, and I want to make sure that we all got to, everybody got to see what the programs that are listed. If you're watching us live.
Yeah, I'll read through them. So it's the Care and Share Mentoring Program, Read to Succeed Reading Program, Leadership Empowerment to Achieve Dream Conferences, Dream Filled and Drug Free Program, Journey Beyond Dream College Experience Program, Total Empowerment for Academic Motivation, Equip 24/7 Leadership Development Program. This is really great. I'm so happy
And of course, we can a bit on everything that's involved. So on the Care and Share Mentor Program, it looks like there's a few different sessions and components that are there.
Right. There's the group, self, and academic improvement, right? And character education, which is great. It's great.
Right. And let's see, then there's the self-image. That's nice. Okay, so hold on. There's so much in here. Oh my gosh, it's a lot involved. Program objectives. I mean, this really, really entails a lot in all the different sessions that they have within the programs, which I like. The programming objective provide positive mentoring relationships, build character through participation, promoting your self-image, strong leadership skills, critical thinking, decrease the number of students engaging in risky behaviors, substance and wow, they do also substance, alcohol, truancy, gang involvement. There's a lot of stuff in here. Violence. Let's see. Exhibit increased social consistencies. Let's see. Increase the number of youth and report. Well, I can go on with a list of stuff. Development student interest and even with career direction.
I love that. Yeah, I like the fact that, the program itself really is looking to get the insight of the youth and what they want, and not really telling them what they should want and what they should think. It's more about what they want, how they want to achieve those goals. So it's nice to kind of hear his perspective. The question I was going to ask him when he jumps back on is like, are the parents super supportive? Because a lot of times when, the youth that are part of these programs, sometimes the parents are not very interested in being helpful, and sometimes they have to get to these programs themselves. So I'm curious to kind of get some insight about, how.
There he is. Okay,
so perfect.
Yeah, and I want to get into some more, of course, that he can. And thanks, you guys. Thanks for staying with us, everybody. We appreciate that. Everybody is still with us. That's great. Yes. And we were going through actually some specifics on your program.
Okay.
So we were actually in with the care and share mentoring part, just kind of going through some of the breakdowns and specific. I don't know if you can see it on my screen.
Yeah, I'm actually looking right. I'm watching it right now. Yes, I can see it on the screen.
So, so maybe we can kind of go into a little bit. I think Shamar has a few questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
My question to you is, with all the programs that you do offer, I just kind of wanted to get some insight on how involved the parents are, because I know sometimes, the parents are not always super supportive of the, kids that are in these programs, because sometimes it's about the parent themselves. That's not really encouraging them to be the best person they can be because of their current situation. So how involved are you, parents, and what do you do with those challenging parents that, may not want your kids to be a part of these programs?
I mean, so of course there has to be permission on behalf of the parents for all the students to be a part of our program. And with some of the programs that we actually offer, there is an opportunity for us to connect and engage with the parents. But one of the bigger things that we do with our organization, we actually operate during the school day. And so with that being said, we don't have an opportunity to connect with the parents as much as we would like to, but we have an opportunity to participate at the back to school events, PTO meetings, annual meetings with parents to let them know about the work that we do as a service provider for the organization or a school district. So, but there are some built-in elements with parents that we've actually facilitated over the years to connect and engage with parents based on the work we do as an organization.
Perfect. So you haven't had really much. I mean, I understand that, they do sign permission slips, because sometimes parents just sign things, right? So are they,
right.
Have you ever come across any challenging parents at all, or everybody's been super supportive? If that's great.
Man, I mean, I can tell you, we've never had a parent that didn't want their child to be a part of our program in the past like 19 years. So I'm grateful and thankful for the opportunity, because what we do, we give students another perspective. We give them another way of thinking about life based on the learned behaviors they may have already been exposed to. Because when you even think about it, everything that we do as individuals are based on learned behaviors. And at the same time, there may be some behaviors that we've learned these young people that may not have actually been the best, but we have to change the narrative. I mean, because there were certain things I actually saw in my household and in my family, because my parents got divorced when I was 13 years old, and there were certain things that I saw my father do that I thought were right. But when I found out, when I became older as a man and became married, there were certain things that he did that wasn't necessarily right, although he provided for us. I mean, I'm not negating my father for what he did in my life, but yet at the same time, you can walk around, do things in life and be functioning, but you can be doing them in a dysfunctional way, and you're only doing them in a dysfunctional way because in your mind, you think that you're functioning in order. And so what we try to
Right.
do as an organization is really change the narrative based on some of the students' perspective and thoughts about life in general.
So can we go through? I thought we could go through and maybe go a bit about some of the programs. We kind of went through a summary ourselves in our little technical transition and the program
Yeah.
in regards to the sessions. The first part was the sharing, peer mentoring. Then, of course, we have the reading programs. I mean, there's so many programs. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, where do we really start? I thought it was impressive that you have that it starts off kind of at the beginning where you're starting them off when it's just the basic, the mentoring, the academic improvement, self-image. So let's talk about a little bit about how those, how you get those programs started. You know, just how you get them involved and.
Like when you look at the when you look at the work that we've actually done and the work that we actually do, we try to really customize our organization to fit the needs of the community or the campuses that we serve. And like I said, our first program that we started was the Caring Mentor program. And based on like a specific need that a campus or organization may have, we'll develop a program, a project based on the need of a particular campus or community. And then we'll tag that as an operating program that we can actually service through our organization. And so you see all those different programs that have actually that were birthed out of the Caring Mentoring program, but then yet some of those programs were developed based on a specific need that a campus or a community actually may want based on their population of students that we actually serve.
So do they pick and choose what program they'll like to be in, or is it more of a transition? Once you go through the first program, you kind of transition to the others?
Yeah, we actually have it like that with some campuses. You have some campuses that may want to primarily focus on our career mentoring program, our 24/7 leadership development program, our team program, total empowerment for academic motivation, which are those general assembly, and our college readiness and college leadership programs. So those are maybe like the top 5 that we do annually as an organization. But that's not to negate the other things that we offer. And you may have some schools that may want to just do 2 out of the different programs that we offer, or maybe even 3. And so that's where our customization come into play when we just think about catering to the specific need that the campus or the group that we're serving may desire.
I noticed there's a drug-free program as well. If you talk about maybe the drug-free part of it, and I see that the college experience program, that's really impressive preparing for college.
Yeah. I mean, so when you think about like the Dream Field and Drug Free program, that's something that I truly believe in. I've never used drugs because drugs really like impact my family tremendously. I'm not ashamed to say that. And being so close to situations growing up, you know, and seeing family members use drugs and seeing how drugs have really destroyed our world and have actually broken families. I mean, whatever we can do to combat the drug issue in the lives of young people, we're willing to talk about that because my older brother, he's actually a recovering drug addict. Not ashamed to talk about that. I have family members that are recovering drug addicts, and some of them are still dealing with drug addiction. But and I've seen how it is actually torn individuals' life apart. And so, whatever we can do to educate students about drug awareness and making healthy and quality decisions, we're open about talking about that. And when you talk about our college experience program, I was the first in my family to go to college, so I can actually speak to the capacity about college because we did our first college experience program, man, 17 years ago at Baylor University. And when I went to Baylor University in 2002, to actually talk to the university about the program, ladies, I had no PowerPoint, no brochure, no paperwork. All I had was a dream and desire to give students a college experience. And at the time, um, Doug Oliver, who was actually the vice president of the student life, I met with him, and he was a student. He was a grad student when I was at Baylor. And Doug Oliver said, "Tyrone, you know what, man? I believe in you. Whatever we need to do as a university here at Baylor, we're going to back you 100% with this program." And so that was our first year doing the Journey Beyond Dreams College Experience program. We took 125 kids from 5 local inner city schools,
Wow.
125 students from Yakes, Davis, Reagan, Wheatley, and Sam Houston High School. 125 students, 125 first generation college students who had never left Houston, students that had never left the hood, so to speak. And we took them to Baylor for 15 days and 14 nights. This was the first time Baylor had a program on their campus where somebody stayed on campus longer than 3 days. We were there 15 days, 14 nights with 125 kids who had never left Houston, had never left their home, had never left the hood, had about 30 plus people on the staff. And as you can imagine, it was our first camp. It was like a boot camp for me, a boot camp for the team. It was a phenomenal experience. It was a life-changing experience. And they really set the stage about college readiness, because we have a ton of students that even went through that program that I still keep in contact with, that are really working to pave the way in regards to us expanding our collegiate program with fundraising. I had a phone call with the team actually just on yesterday, but that program really set the tone for college readiness, because for me, college was really like a challenge, because I define college as being fear of the unknown, because my mom didn't go to college, my dad didn't go to college, and so it was a first time experience for me, but yet it helped me be who I am. Because even when I was in college, I had a mentor, Walter Abercrombie. Walter was a former NFL player. He was a first generation college student from Galveston. And he graduated, but he was somebody that connected and I met with once a week to kind of help me stay mentally strong and focused about college, because he felt that college was a reality for me. But I needed somebody to walk alongside with me, that looked like me, that I could relate to, that could actually help me in the journey. And then even outside of that, I became very close with other people outside of my race that I wasn't familiar with, like Hunter, John Patterson. I mean, all these guys that went to school with me at Baylor, who I'm still good friends with to this day. Brian Newberry, Coach Larry Fedor, Coach Grant Tapp, and other individuals from other coaches, other races, that help expand who I am as a man based on the things that I do that made me stronger as an individual.
Have you thought of, I know that you guys are in Texas. Texas is huge. Obviously, it's a lot to cover. But have you thought of taking your program and what you've been doing outside of Texas, or has other states looked at to possibly building something within, another state?
Yeah, no, I mean, and that's something I'm definitely, open to look to and connect with as well, because, with what we're building here at First and Goal, it's about longevity, it's about legacy. We've been blessed and fortunate for the past 20 years, and for 20 years and beyond, we want to do more in other communities as well, because at one point we actually had a federal grant where we actually served like 4 schools in California. We had our Career Mentoring program actually there in California, and from that program we had about 8 students from that program participating in our Journey Beyond Dreams program actually at Baylor University as well. So we're in the process of actually looking to connect and do stuff outside of the state of Texas. But and I know it has to be the right fit. We don't want to force anything. It has to be a right fit in regards to the purpose, goal, mission, and vision of our organization, making sure that we do quality work, not about the quantity, but it's all about quality.
Quality.
I like that. Okay.
So I have a question. With the motivational speaking part, were you always just a natural speaker in front of people, or did it come?
No. You know what? Check this out.
Check
this out. I never saw myself being a motivational speaker. I never saw myself being someone to challenge and charge people, because growing up as a kid, I was shy, quiet, and reserved. So all my friends that see what I do today on social media, whether it be through Facebook or Instagram, a lot of them started to believe that I'm doing what I'm doing today. Because I was very quiet as a kid. I was very shy, very reserved. I mean, you got to think about that. I mean, people picked on me, antagonized me. I had a low self-esteem. The girls ran from me. You know what I mean? So I didn't have a lot of confidence. I wasn't confident in myself, but I connected with my 8th grade coach, Dennis Brantley. He was somebody that really instilled, encouraged, empowered me as a young man, to let me know I had the capacity to do a lot in my life just myself. And I got to a point as I got older that I knew that God had given me something to tell my story, to encourage others that had similar experiences. So I actually got out of my comfort zone eventually.
I love it. So there's hope, Rose.
So I want to talk a little bit about your book, if you don't mind.
Okay, yeah, my book. I got my book right here. Yeah, I got my book. Outside the Huddle. The title of my book is Outside the Huddle: Steps to Developing a Game Plan for Life. In the book, Outside the Huddle is based on 8 practical principles that I've used in my life going back from the 4th grade up until now, where I talk about purpose, plan, process, pitfall, people, practice, progress. And so I talk about these 8 principles in through relevant life experiences. And then I give illustrations and lessons and takeaways at the end to even challenge you based on me sharing my story. So it's almost like an autobiographical narrative, but I'm sharing various principles that I've actually used in my life to actually help me get to where I am. And the thing about it is, I truly feel and believe that, we all have a book, and I want to leave a piece of me in the hands of those students and individuals that I've served outside and beyond the presentation. And the book is something that's actually life lasting. And I'm just thankful that you guys mentioned that. I wrote the book 4 years ago, so I'm already working on other elements with the book. I have Outside the Huddle, the book, and I have Outside the Huddle, which is a 52-day writing journal and companion with the book. So you can actually use a journal companion even if you haven't read the book. And so what I'm working on now, I'm going to be releasing in the next 2 months, Outside the Huddle, the playbook, which is like a student guide that can be used for students to take small groups, whether it be elementary, middle school, or high school. And so I'm just very grateful and thankful to have written this book. And I never would have saw myself as an author growing up when I was younger. But the thing about it is, I truly feel and believe we all have a story, but I believe that people can learn and actually grow from our stories. And so Outside the Huddle is a tool that I've used in multiple capacities with students, educators, and teachers, just to actually share my story and the things I've actually overcame to get to where I am right now in regards to my life.
So do you think your book could be used for people who are also helping and mentoring, or even in like maybe some type of a classroom setting where they can use your book as a guide to actually, educating others and, in their transition to where it can be used as an educational resource, not just a reading book,
Yeah,
like
it can.
biography?
Right. It can be used. It can truly be used as an educational resource and tool with students as well as with collegiates. I mean, I travel and I speak to colleges around the nation as well, and I've done presentations and discussions based on my book with college students. So it's a tool that can be used in multiple capacities in regards to serving individuals. And I'm actually going to be doing a staff development at a local school next fall, and we're going to be using my book as a premise and as a tool based on my presentation I'm going to be having with this particular staff development with a campus.
So are able, or do you travel to, let's say somebody wanted you to come here to Vegas or another place where I'm sure you do speaking engagements where you do these workshops where actually able to utilize what your journey is in the book and in that workshop?
Yes, I do. I present my journey in the workshop. I do speaking engagements with schools, with staff developments, with corporations, with companies. So I pretty much have presented the story in multiple capacities. I did a presentation. It was funny. I did a presentation. Think about this as an entrepreneur. I did a presentation about 5 years ago at this to a group of 6th grade boys. It was like about 56 grade boys. All right, and the group of us put this program together. So I spoke to a group of 6th grade boys about 7 o'clock in the morning at a middle school here in Houston. I think it was Memorial Middle School, and I called the office about like 5 months later, and it was the president of a local bank. The president called the office and said that he wanted me to present to at his retreat to all his team members for the banks that he actually oversees. And my assistant asked him, "So, how did you hear about Mr. Smith?" And the president of the banking system said that my 6th grade son came home and broke his entire outline about what he talked about. And so the president of the bank asked my assistant, "So what do you want him to talk about?" The president of the bank said, "I want him to say the same things that he said to those 6th grade boys to my team. The same thing." He said, "I want him to say the same thing that he said to those 6th grade boys to my team, and leave about like 15 minutes so we can ask some questions about professional football, and we'll be good." And then my sister asked him, "So, how much time would you like him to present?" He said, "Well, we want maybe like about an hour our 15-minute presentation. And she said, okay, well, do you have a dedicated budget? And the president of the bank said, man, we're a bank, we have money. You give us a number. I'm like, well, okay, ching ching. But at the same time, I'm grateful and thankful for all opportunities. And like I said, I believe my story and my message can resonate with sixth grade boys to adults. And so I'm thankful for that as well.
What do you find your most challenging? I'm sure there has to be challenging times when you're dealing with the youth, and then you have to have challenging times dealing with the parents, because today fast money, quick and easy money, and parents say, don't, do what I say, not what I do, but what they're doing isn't necessarily correct. But then you're mentoring and kind of being a second parent.
Right.
It must be difficult to overcome that, from them being with you for a few hours and going back out in society and trying to get them back to where when they come back, the next day or the next week. There has to be some challenges to where it's a lot to overcome mentally fit.
I mean, that's an awesome question. I mean, because at times there is a lot to overcome for the young person, being torn between what me and the team may say to them based on their life, but yet at the same time, there's some validity when you think about it. When you think about everything that young people deal with and go through. Somebody asked me on another podcast, an interview I did years ago, they asked me, what was the biggest thing that you feel that young people deal with and go through? I said, I think the biggest thing that most young people deal with and go through is that they need to get out of their own way. When they get to a point where they realize and understand and know what it is that is actually holding them back, they need to get out of their own way. They need to make a sacrifice. And that go back to those learned behaviors I talked about earlier, where you can be at home, learn something from your mom and your dad, and then you go out into school, into the community or whatever, and you're operating in a dysfunctional way because outwardly, you say you want to have peace, but internally your life is in all kinds of pieces. And so it's hard to have a true peace. And so when you think about the work that we do and any others, that we have to come in and actually hit the reset button based on what students actually experienced in their lives. But one thing that really encourages me is that I know we do the work from our heart. There's a young man by the name of Kerry Benson Jr. Kerry Benson Jr., he's about to be a senior. He's about to graduate from LSU. Won the national championship this past season with the LSU Tigers. All right. And Kerry Benson Jr. sent me a direct text message through Twitter about 4.5 years ago. Now, I work with Kerry Benson Jr. when he was a 5th and 6th grader.
Wow.
What I'm saying. He was part of our Caring Mentoring program and Boys Club program at Buddha Week Intermediate and A-Leaf ISD almost 10 years ago. He was a 5th and 6th grader. I'm not going to say Kerry Benson was a bad kid. He was active. I'm not going to say he was bad. He was very, very active. And I'm sure he's going to listen to this at some point because we follow each other as well on social media. And when he sent me a message 4.5 years ago, he said, Mr. Smith, I want to thank you for everything. He said, you may not remember me. Remember me. I'm Kerry Benson Jr. I want to thank you for everything that you and the organization did. I'm academic All-American. I'm an All-American in football. I'm an All-American in track. I'm doing well. I no longer stay in Houston. I moved to Port Arthur, but I'm going to be one of the top athletes in the nation to go to any college possibly in the nation. I'm an Under Armour All-American. I'm an ESPN top 10 athlete. Wow. He ended up going to LSU, but yet he sends me a message like 6 years later via Twitter saying thanking me for everything. Now, he had a father and he had a mother. His father stayed in Port Arthur. His father passed a couple of years ago. Senior. His mother still stays here in Houston. But yet the work that we did, we was able to actually fill the gaps with various things he needed based on what we had to offer. So one of the things we focus on is that we do work in the heart. And that's what keeps us going as an organization, because there's 3 things that we do as an organization. We empower, we inspire, and we give hope. And I think that's the key with any organization, because we realize, understand, know our purpose and our position based on the work that we do in those students and those young adults that we serve as an organization.
How are you finding how do they find you? I guess could be both. How do you find the students or the group that you look to mentor? I mean, from here,
Okay,
aside
I
from
got you.
coming to you, you're looking for them.
Right.
Basically, you guys know, man, as entrepreneurs, word of mouth is the biggest form of marketing. So social media helps. Social media helps, and I'm not going to negate that. But word of mouth is the biggest form of marketing. So we've been doing this work for quite a long time. We haven't reached a plateau that we desire, but at the same time, they can actually find us. And so, basically, with that being said, people always share the story about the work we do as an organization, but we promote and market as much as we can. Like, for instance, the school that I shared with you earlier that Curry Benson went to, we served that school for 13 years. So we've been in
Wow.
school for 13 years. But now we're no longer in that school because as an organization, we're a nonprofit. But as a nonprofit, you can still operate as a business. So we've operated with local school districts like with Harris County Child Protective Service, Aldine ISD, where we've actually written grants, as well as with organizing. We've actually written grants to provide programs. All right, so that's one way. And then, of course, we've been contracted out for our services. And then you have a donor base. And one thing we're trying to establish our donor base at our organization because here it is. We were in Budawig in the media for 13 years, and we're no longer in that school. So with that being said, we serve that school and other schools. And so now we're trying to create a donor base because that particular school was a school that we had a great impact in. And so if we hadn't been in that school, we would not have connected with Perry Benson Jr. as well as other students. So I had to sit down and take a look this past year when the principal said they wanted to go in another direction with the funds they actually received from the district for intervention-based programs and say, you know what, I need to create a greater donor base because if that happens again, I want to make sure we have funds set aside where we can actually like adopt a school and still provide
Right.
services for that school if the leadership decides to go another direction. I mean, I wasn't upset if the leadership wanted to go another direction. I'm okay with that, but I had to think about, okay, what can we do to raise funds to bring about awareness for the work that we're actually doing? So with that being said, we're going to do a celebration of 20 years November the 5th here in Houston, and it's going to be our first fundraiser that me and my team actually had a conference call with. Had a conference call about yesterday, and what was awesome about our conference call in regard to raising a greater awareness about First and Go is that everybody on the call has participated in the program as a former student or as a worker that facilitated the program with the organization. So my committee and my team is based on former students and those who do the work with me in the school. So I'm just really thankful and grateful for what we're going to have ahead with the work that we do First and Go in.
Wow,
This is so exciting. We're excited for you. So tell us tell everyone out there how they can find you, how they can get in contact with you, how can they get involved, how can they donate?
Man, they can donate. They can actually connect with us actually at Team First and Go or actually putting all the information up, and they can go to Making a Difference page to either become a one-time donor, a monthly donor, or even connect to actually engage with us as a volunteer. And so we have volunteer opportunities as well. So if they go to the First and Go Inc. page and they can kind of navigate through and kind of see how they can be a part as a donor or contributor to the work that we do. And we're just really just trying to keep this thing going. And so I have a personal website as well for speaking engagements, presentations, which is TyroneSmith24.com, TyroneSmith24.com. And I'm really grateful and just thankful for the opportunity to work for those who actually helped me along the way to make all the work that I do a reality. But, you can't do it alone. I thank God that each and every day for my wife. My wife, DeMonica Smith, she's been a superstar with me. I mean, she's been that behind the scenes superstar, really pushing me in regards to navigating everything from an administrative standpoint. She's detail specific, so everything that you actually see in regards to like the website, all the detail specific things, as far as based on how it's put together, man, that's my wife doing. So I thank God for her, man. So you got to have a strong will, you got to have a strong support. So we're in it side by side doing it together. So I can't go and say I've done any and everything by myself. No, I haven't. I have a strong wife that supports me, and I thank God every day for giving me the capacity of influence and people who can actually come and connect with me, and I can go down the line like with Joe Jackson, Jennifer. I mean, just a team of people who've actually done the work with me with First and Goal to make everything that we do a reality. Sharice Glasper, Crystal Atalano. I mean, Charlotte Davis, Chelsea Davis. I mean, it's a team of people that I've worked with over these years that I can say that are true friends and true partners that allow us to do everything that we do with First and Goal Inc. and TyroneSmith24.com.
Well,
Perfect.
thank you so much. And for everybody who has been listening, we so appreciate all the ones that have been listening and as we stream on our podcast channel and that who have been watching live. I see you. I appreciate you. I've been kind of saying hello. So, but we do see you there. And of course, if you want to get hold of Tyrone Smith and his organization as well as for his investment, if you get
And they can,
where
yeah.
he is, go ahead.
No, I was actually going to mention also, of course, they can follow me on Twitter at Tyrone24. So I need to follow you all. I don't think I'm following you all like on Twitter. I need to make sure I follow you all on all the social media platforms.
It's all about the followings now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to follow you. I'm going to make sure I follow you all as well.
So please go to our, to make it pretty easy for you, entrepreneurlife.show. It will connect you with every podcast that we are on that has all of our interviews, all of our guests. It will also have all of our contact information, web links, so you'll be able to find every way to get a hold of Tyrone, him personally for any type of engagements or anything, and or everything that basically he is doing. It will be there. Our live interview will be there. And so it's a really great event. So again, we just really, really appreciate having you. We were really, I always like to have athletes on the show.
Yeah, thank you again for being a part of our show. We were super excited to have you because just of what you're doing with the youth. It's so important because they're our future, and so it's so important to really enhance their thinking and their abilities. And so it was nice to have you on the show talking about all of that inspiring stuff. So thank you again.
No, thanks for having me.
Book.
Yes,
Yeah.
please come back when the other book comes out.
Yeah, no, man. Thanks for having me. I enjoy being a part of you guys' show as well. And I've been checking everything out what you all have going on. You all are doing some major stuff. So I'm really grateful and thankful to be a part of this project and this program and this platform that you all have to offer as well. So it gives individuals like myself an opportunity to tell the story and the dream. But at the same time, I'm sure it's exciting for you all to see how you guys are manifesting what you all put together as well.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, all of our listeners, we will be back next Saturday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, like all the time. But our shows are always there to listen to 24/7. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
That's good, man. Y'all was rifling it down. Y'all was bringing those questions, man. That was good.
Yes, thank you so